Hi everybody, welcome to Karen's Sizzle and Spice. Welcome to my kitchen. Well, unfortunately, we're still living in quarantine time. So we're gonna call this quarantine cooking. And I don't know about you guys, but I am missing some of the foods that I normally get at a restaurant. We've been ordering out to help our small businesses in the area, but it's just not the same as when you go out. And some of my favorite appetizers, I'm really missing the most. So today, I'm gonna make one of those. I'm gonna make Shrimp DeJonghe. Fantastic, decadent, buttery, toasty, delicious appetizer. Or you could have it for a dinner as well. So we're making Shrimp DeJonghe. Let me show you what we're gonna need for this. So I'm not sure what you guys are doing to cope with the stress of these days, but what I'm doing is lots of therapy dancing. How can you not smile and laugh when you're dancing like a goof? Also cooking, lots of cooking to get me through this time. And I'll bet you a lot of you are taking this opportunity as well to cook more at home. So let me tell you what we're gonna need for this dish today. Of course, we're gonna need cooked shrimp I'm using. This way it's just gonna heat up in this recipe. It's already cooked. And you know, the shrimp that you get, I got extra large shrimp today because I want this to be really unctuous, but you can get any size shrimp that you like. We're gonna need salt and pepper, of course. We're gonna use some regular breadcrumbs and some panko breadcrumbs. We'll be using a little bit of green onion, just a bit of celery, lots and lots of decadent butter. We're gonna be using garlic. We're gonna use a little Parmesan on the top. We're gonna use some parsley, and I love some fresh squeezed lemon on top of mine, but that's optional. You can use it or not. And I wanted to tell you that what I'm gonna cook this in is one of my heavier pans. This is one of my Emerald Lagasse pans. I don't wanna put it in a real thin stainless steel pan. I'm afraid it might burn because this is gonna go under the broiler. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna count out as many shrimp will fit comfortably here in one layer, because you want just one layer of shrimp for this dish. So let's get this started. All right, you can see I'm using my 10-inch skillets, and I have laid out my shrimp in just one row, and because these are extra large, I was only able to fit 14 shrimp in here, but they're gonna be 14 fabulously decadent shrimp. So they're frozen now, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour them into my strainer here, and I'm gonna put them in the sink and let them rinse in cold water until they thaw completely. So while the shrimp is thawing in the sink, I'm gonna get a few of my other ingredients cut up. And it sounds funny that I'm gonna put celery in this, but you know what? It gives this dish a flavor that makes you say, huh, what is that? But it's fantastic. It gives it a nice crunch too. So I'm gonna use my Rachel Ray knife, and I'm gonna sharpen it like I do just about every single time I use it to make sure it's working fabulously. And I'm only gonna use about a half of this stalk of celery. That's all it's gonna need. But I'm gonna chop it nice and fine. I'm gonna use 3 large cloves of garlic, but you guys can use as much as you like. A little bit less if you don't like it as much as we do. Because come on, Ed, is there ever too much garlic?
Never. That's the best stuff in the whole meal.
It really is. Not to mention what it makes our kitchen smell like. It's fantastic. There we go. 3 nice large garlic cloves. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my board. That's why I like having such a big board that I can fit a lot of things on here, and I can move it right over to the stove to get this going. And as soon as my pan gets good and hot, we'll be right back and I'll show you what's next. So like I said, talk about decadent. Now that my pan's getting hot, I've put a whole stick of butter in here to melt. Everything's better with butter, yeah? All right, my butter is bubbling and beautiful here. All I'm gonna add to this now is my celery. It's about 2 tablespoons of chopped celery. I have about a tablespoon or so of chopped onion. And then I have my 3 large garlic cloves that are pressed. Just gonna give this a good stir. And I'm gonna let this simmer for about 5 minutes and we'll be back. All right, now that this has been simmering for about 5 minutes, you guys, if you could only smell my kitchen, it's heavenly, smells so good. What I'm gonna add now is I'm gonna add 1 cup of plain breadcrumbs, and I'm adding in 1/2 cup of panko. I'm gonna add in some pepper. And a good amount of salt. I'm gonna give this a stir. The consistency that you want here is kind of like wet sand. You can see that forming right now. If you find that the mixture is too dry, you can add a little more butter because you know, everything's better with butter. I think I might just add a little bit, maybe another tablespoon or so right in the middle here. I'm gonna leave this on low and I'll just let these flavors marry. And when this is all ready, gooey, sandy, we'll put it on top of the shrimp. So that's what I'm gonna get ready next. I'm going to turn my oven on broil. And I have my skillet on a medium heat. This is the one that's going in the oven, so it's a pretty heavy pan. I'm gonna melt a little bit of butter in the bottom of this pan. Never too much butter for this dish. You guys are gonna love this. If you've never had Shrimp DeJonghe, you're in for a big surprise. It's fantastic. And if you're a garlic lover, how could you not? Okay, I might have put a little bit too much in there. This is gonna be plenty. I just don't want anything to stick at the bottom of my pan. Now that that's melted, I'm turning my heat off. And I'm gonna line my shrimp up in here beautifully. Because you know what? You eat with your eyes first, so you may as well make it beautiful, right? Now that I got that runaway shrimp, I'm just lining up the rest of these in my pan to look beautiful. I fit as many in here as I can. I think I counted 14. And here's 14. Beautiful. Now we're gonna put the topping on next. I'll be right back. So I let these breadcrumbs on a very, very low heat for just a few minutes, and then I let them sit in the pan, and I kept stirring them. You can see how they've gotten toasty brown, but you do have to be very careful that you don't burn these too. But they're ready for going over my shrimp now. And really, there can never be too much of this topping. If we had some French bread, the butter and the breadcrumb mixture would be fabulous on French bread to dip. Some people like to put lemon on top of theirs. I know I do. I don't think Ed will. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to eat this. I haven't had Shrimp DeJonghe in a long time. Ed, when's the last time you've had it? Can you even remember?
I cannot remember.
Wow, it's been a long time. I'm glad we splurged on the extra large shrimp. This is gonna be just fantastic. Now remember, these are cooked shrimp. They're cleaned and deveined, and the tail is on. What I'm gonna do next, I told you before, there's never too much butter. I'm gonna put a few dollops of butter around the dish here. OMG. I cannot wait to eat this. How about you, Ed?
I'm waiting.
All right, and the last finishing touch, I'm gonna take my grater. I'm gonna grate a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. It's raining cheese again. You guys know how much I love that. I'll be right back. So this dish is ready to go in the oven. And I'm telling you, once you put food into the broiler, don't walk away, because stuff can burn so quickly in there, and you do not want this delectable shrimp dish to burn. So I'm gonna put it on the top shelf, right under the broiler. And I'm only gonna give it about a minute or so, and I'm gonna check it. I'm not leaving here. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am watching this like a hawk. There's no way this baby's burning. Look at that. Butter's melting, starting to steam. Yum, yum. Be right back. I like a little bit of fresh lemon on my shrimp. So to get the juices flowing, I like to roll it, press down on it, and roll it on the counter. I cut it in half here. And we're gonna plate this up. Be right back. We're excited. Oh my gosh, this smells like heaven, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me serve up a couple here. Oh man, look at that.
Oh boy.
Here's your bowl. Wow. That is beautiful. Go ahead and dig it in, honey. Do you want lemon for yours?
No thanks.
Okay. These breadcrumbs are so brown and toasty. And when you take that shrimp out, you can see all that butter underneath, all that goodness. I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon on mine. I love the lemon. Oh yeah. Let's see, how does this taste? I'm so excited. I haven't had this in so long. What do you think? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
I haven't had this in years.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad you thought to make this.
Me too. It's just delicious. And you know, I could eat a bowl of those buttery breadcrumbs all by themselves with the garlic and oh my gosh.
I agree.
You know what? I'm gonna have to send you out for some French bread because we can't let any of this go to waste. I'm just gonna lap it up in there. You guys, if you could taste this, it's just heavenly. We got to get back to eating here. Thanks so much for visiting my channel. And come back often and be sure to subscribe, okay? And click on the thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Let's see. I have a couple more bites left. Did you finish yours already, honey?
Yeah, that was delicious.
Oh, I feel so bad for you. Here, have one more bite.
Oh, did you see that? What a teaser.
Seriously, I have one more for you. There you go. I love you, babe.
All right.
Mwah. Okay. So we're all done cooking, and look at all the breadcrumb topping I have left. I'm gonna save some of this. You know, I might put it on top of broccoli or on top of cauliflower. It is heavenly, and you know what? I could just eat it this way. Oh my God, it's heavenly.